Hello everyone, we have seen what can we do with the markers Lite. Now let's see what can we do with the Plus version. On the Plus version we have more objects available to trigger a signal. We have an advanced filter condition where we can include text objects and even we can match the text content. But the most important is the filter condition, because once we have detected one of these objects, we can filter those signals with the plot filters. On the plot filter we have one for longs and another for shorts, and for example we can check the minimum and the maximum value for any given variable. To define a variable we use the copy indicator. We can use this indicator on the main chart or on an auxiliary chart. On this chart I have some examples. Let's say for example that we want to trade signals only when the volume is higher than a certain number. For example, we can use the marker plus copy auxiliary indicator. We place any name. On this example I am using my volume moving average, and we click on the input series and set the indicator and line that we want to track. On this example I am looking the volume moving average with a period of 14, and this is what we have on this blue line. If for example we want to filter the trades on this chart with the volume moving average, then we can use this variable, my vol MA, and use it on the filter conditions for longs and for shorts. The minimum value, let's say I want to trade only when I has at least 150 on the volume, and the same filter for the shorts. I can also place a limit on the maximum number, so I only take signals between 150 and 250 of this moving average, of this volume moving average. Maybe 175 or 170 and 185. So now the system is entering long at blue dots only if the volume moving average is between this minimum and this maximum, and the same for the shorts. We have seen how to set a filter using a line defined by any indicator, but what happens if on our filter we need to add several conditions? For example, I am interested in not only looking at the volume but also at stochastics. So I want a big volume but also an oversold to go long and an overbought to go short. For that I need to add the second condition. This is using the copy indicator. I will name it as my stock, and on the input series I select the stochastics and the key line. So now I have the stochastics into this variable, and now I can use it on markers. So now I can place my stochastics, and to go long I want this line to be lower than 20. So the maximum value is 20, and to go short I want this line over 80. So the minimum value is 80, so it has to be 80 or higher. But this is only one condition. Now I have removed my volume. So if I want to have both conditions, I need another indicator to join those two conditions. And for that I use the AND. On the AND, the name of the resulting condition will be my result. The condition number 1, my stochastics, it must be for a long bigger than 80, and for the volume I want a minimum of 170. So all this my result for long. This is the condition for a long trade. Let's see how this works. So when the stochastic is over 80, the result of the AND function is 1. And when it is false, it has a result of -1. So now I can use this condition, my result long, and I want to filter all my longs when this is equal to 1. This is only for the longs. Now I need to do the same with the shorts. I can set this as default, add another one, and only change the name. This is for my result for short. The volume filter is fine, but the stochastic is not. I want a maximum volume of 20. This is for a short. And let's see how this works. On the bottom we can see the results for the shorts. So only when the stochastic is below 20 we have a positive 1 on the result, and this is named my result short. So now I have the two filters for markers. And I want a minimum value of 1. I need the filter on blue here, allowing taking this blue dot. The blue dot is being ignored.
Order filled.
Until we have a positive
Target filled.
filter. So now we have the option of having not one but any number of filters, because with the AND condition we have even more, and on the third condition we can nest another condition created with the same indicator. So we have unlimited number of filters, one nested with the other. But now let's see the other indicators that we have available. Now let's take a look at the other indicators. with the slope, we can check the slope of any indicator. Let's say, for example, an HMA. This is the slope of the HMA 50. Let's add an HMA so we can see how this works. When it is flat, it is equal to 0. When it is going up, it is positive. When going down, it is negative. We can paint markers each time we have a slope change. Those markers are of course compatible with markers. So now we can trigger the markers with the change of the slope of any line inside markers, inside Ninjatrader. We can also use a threshold. For example, here we have a long because there was a negative change to 0.001. So if we add a threshold of 2, then we can remove these two signals, only going down, going up and going down. So now we have very good signals. This slope can also be used from the conditions. We can put here any name, for example, my slope, and then we can use it on one of the conditions. I can put my slope here and limiting the minimum and maximum values. This can be also expressed instead of in analog format on discrete mode. So it is only +1 or -1 if it is going up or down. Again, this is the slope of any line that you have on markers. You only need to change on the input series and put anything that you have on your indicator list. Let's say a linear regression. And then you have more signals. Another indicator is the crossover. With the crossover you can check the cross of two lines of any two indicators, but for that you need to define variables. So for example, if you have two moving average, one of 17 in color red and one of 34 in color blue, and want to enter long here and short here, then you can copy these lines with the copy indicator EMA 17 and EMA 34. Now I have the two EMAs. Then I will look at the crossovers of EMA 17 and EMA 34, and will paint the crossover downs and also the crossovers ups. Let's go back to 1053. And change markers to trade anything in color blue and anything in color red. Using this ATM,
Order
I
filled.
have a crossover up and an entry.
Order target
Now
target
a crossover
filled.
down and another entry. So this is the crossover indicator. We can check the cross of any line of any indicator. If, for example, we want to check the crossover of a line with a constant value, we can use the constant. An example will be, if we want to check a crossover of a stochastic versus an oversold line, then we need to add the constant. This is overbought to 80 and oversold sold at 20. And now we have constant values to trigger a line. Let's say, for example, let's remove some of these indicators. And I will place the crossover. The stochastic is on my stock. Then I want to check the my stock versus overbought, and I want to check when it is crossing below I need the line at 80. Now let's see how this works. I am looking for this line to be over 80 and going down. Like now, when it goes down, it will trigger a signal. So now we have a marker down. This marker can be used on the marker chart to trigger a short signal. Okay, this is a review of most of the functions of the marker plugs. If you have any questions, just send me an email. Thank you everyone. See you.